Hello everyone, welcome back. This is episode 3 of my Let's Play Fallout. Okay, so last time we left off we just arrived at Shady Sands. That's where we are now. I'm going to show you, it's obviously it's dark, you can see the light sources around me and around the buildings. The game does have a day-night cycle, and at night time usually there's not too much you can do in towns. Shops tend to close and that kind of thing. Not always, but fairly often. And it does it all without Radiant AI, somehow. Right, not getting too much into that. Let's see what we've got here. This guy introduced himself as Seth, I think. Anyway, his name is Seth, so good day, I'm called Seth, how can I help you? I'd like some information. What do you want to know about? Tell me about this place. Shady Sands is a peaceful community. We have our own irrigation system, so we can grow our own food. If we were not plagued by raiders and rad scorpions, we'd have no problems. Oh. Straight away there's two issues there, as you can see, so tell me about the rad scorpions. Those damn rad scorpions have been after our Brahmin since we moved here. Not a week goes by that someone doesn't get poisoned trying to keep them out of the pens. Last week they took my brother Jarvis. Raslo, our doctor, is looking for an antidote as quickly as he can. If you have the means to help us, why don't you talk to our leader, Aradesh? And we probably will. As you can see, when the text is too large for the original window, it scrolls down, and it does it automatically, so it's going to cut me off quite often, probably. Anyway, we've got three choices here. That'll take us back to the main text window. This one will take us to the Rad Scorpion Caves, as it says. We're not really ready for that just yet. It's a fairly difficult fight. We'll probably be able to manage it soon, but this one ends the conversation. So we can review what was said, because I don't really use this very much. And I'll just show you a little bit about this. So if we were to ask him about Aradesh now, he's the leader of our community and a true hero. You can always find him at work in the communal hall. If we were to ask him about certain other things, he probably wouldn't know about it. So if I was to ask him about the communal hall, he doesn't know anything about it. It's a little bit immersion breaking for me. I don't tend to use it very much. Anyway, tell me more about this place and talk to me about the raiders. There are several groups of raiders. I organise guards like Ian to help fight them off. There is one band to the southeast of here. Watch out for them. Okay. Is there anything else you can tell me? No, he's just going to take me to the Red Scorpion Cave, so thanks very much. You should speak to Aradesh, our leader. He likes to meet all the visitors. He should be in our town hall, the building to the south. Now, as far as I'm aware in this game, it is organised north, south, east and west, but it operates on the corners rather than the actual flat sides of the screen. So north is up here, and south is down here. And by that logic you conclude that east is there and west is there, but there's not too many points in the game where it refers to cardinal directions, but it's useful to know. And if I was to click on the map, you can see it rotates the screen 45 degrees, and it's probably the last time I'll ever use that map button for you, so there we go. Let's speak to, not that guy shuffling around, but this girl here. You see Katrina, she has a very pretty smile. Welcome to Shady Sands, traveller. My name is Katrina. My job is to greet strangers and help them understand our village. We find there are fewer problems if you listen to what I have to say. Tell me about yourself. My life was very boring. I was raised in a vault. I lived there for many years, and unfortunately we were crowded and life was very bad. There was a schism, and many people left, taking with them the best equipment. Still, some of us tried to stay in the vault, but then we were attacked. I was hurt and I ended up here. Now I try to help people. What should I do if I get hurt? Well, if you can't get to a doctor, you will need to heal yourself. Stimpaks are a common healing item, and a very useful one, as an aside. Use them on yourself to heal minor wounds. First aid is a slower method, but it's always available. For major wounds like a broken leg, you'll need to use your doctor skills, which for us is not going to be much of an option, because we don't have much in the way of doctor skills. So tell me about this place. You are standing in Shady Sands. We are a small town in a large world. We just want to be left alone. Besides some mutated animals and other creatures of the desert, only the raiders give us trouble. Aradesh is our leader. He's in the large central house if you wish to speak with him. It's not very central, it is at the south side of town. Where can I get some better equipment? You will have to do what we do, scavenge it, or trade for it. If you are attacked, your foes might provide equipment, if you live long enough to loot the corpses. We're a peaceful community, so we mostly barter or trade for the items we cannot produce. Tell me about bartering. Well, we know about bartering really, don't we? We've already done some of it, so... It's the exchange of goods. Okay. You give us some items, and I give you some items in trade. Since you initiated the barter, I'll let you pick and choose what you want, but the deal must be one that I think I will like. So you probably want to give me more valuable goods that you don't need in exchange for less expensive things that you want. And if you don't have enough items to trade, there are always caps. Bottle caps are the only common money found out here. The caps are backed by the merchants of the hub, so you can trade them anywhere. And there you have it, there's the basis for an economy. You've got what are effectively businesses that are willing to trade in the caps, and so there's a value attached to them. They're fairly rare enough to have some value attached, so that's how caps got started in the wasteland. Tell me about the rest of the world. I know very little about the outside world. I escaped from the vault when it was attacked. Unfortunately, blah 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 blah. But Dharma was watching over me, and I was found by the people of Shady Sands. I live here now. Have you spoken with Ian yet? He is a merchant guard who was hurt. He's recovering in the guardhouse over there. She points to the east. He's more widely travelled than I. We will be speaking to Ian. I might try and recruit him. I'm not sure this playthrough if I've got my charisma high enough, but we'll give it a go. He is one of the NPCs that will travel with you. And he's not too bad either. He's a pretty handy character to have at the start of the game. So, where was this vault of yours? Oh, it was Vault 15, and it's due east of here. We tried to make contact with some other vaults, but we always failed. I think it was the raiders who attacked my fellow dwellers. Be careful. So the raiders are a bit of an issue in this part of the wasteland. That's all for now, thank you. And there. Will you earn 250 experience for the knowledge you've gained for Katrina. So it's worth talking to people. The other types of people you have around abouts are these type, the type that are wandering around. And if you try and talk to them, you just get one-liners off them pretty much. Brahma burgers. Yeah. So, Aradesh is in this building here, and we will make our way down there. But first, let's just take a peek in here, see what we've got. So as you can see, you go indoors, and the top opens off the building. If you want to come down here, your little halo around you lets you see what's behind the walls here. And sometimes it's worth peeking around buildings, because there might be things on the floor you can pick up. So let's see, this is one of Shady Sands' guards. Let's have a chat. Welcome, stranger. We don't see your kind often. Why not? Look, Shady Sands don't need your kind from the hub or Junktown or wherever you came from. We do pretty good by ourselves. The last trader from the hub sold us a malfunctioning irrigation pump. We've had it with your dirty deals. You've got it all wrong. I'm not like that. Yeah, right. So you say. Just don't get into any trouble, okay? No problem. Wasn't intending to, exactly. I will say, this game gives you more or less complete freedom in what you want to do. You can be an arsehole to people if you want to, if you choose to be. You can also just kick in the combat mode and go to town. It just lets you do it. There will be repercussions to that, consequences. Your karma takes a hit, people react to you differently. It's quite a reactive game. There's a few things it will react to, and we'll see as we go. Because I don't intend to stop and explain many more things. I'm going to try and keep the gameplay going a little bit. So here we go. Let's talk to Ian. Oh, I think I've had a crash, so I'll be back as soon as. Oh no, it's just paused. Okay, that was lucky. Right, let's carry on then. Don't know why it did that. Let's have a look. So. You see a short, stocky man. He has the confident, relaxed stance of an experienced fighter, and he looks unhurt. So a chat. Hello, stranger. Look, you're new here. What's your name? You could be a bit of a prick if you want to, and say my name's not important, but I'm Isambard. Good to meet you. I'm Ian. What do you do here? I was a guard for the merchants of the hub. However, I was shot back during a raid by bandits, and I've been staying here since the people have helped me to recover. Still, my knowledge of the outside world and my experience make me useful here. Shady Sands is my home now. Occasionally, I even get to visit Junktown or the Hub or to do some trading, since I'm the only person here who's ever really left town. I'm sorry to hear about your injury. Thanks. It's been healing up well, thanks to Raslow. What can I help you with? And now we get a little bit of a list of things we can talk to her about, so... Let's get the directions first. Can you give me directions to the Hub and Junktown? The Hub is a big trading centre far south of Shady Sands. It's run by several different caravan groups of merchants. The Water Merchants, the Crimson Caravan, which if you've played New Vegas you know about, and the Fargo Traders. Junktown is a little south and a ways west. It's smaller, still a good place to drop in for a drink. It's overseen by a fellow by the name of Killian Darkwater, the local shopkeeper, sheriff and mayor. Right, thanks. Talk to me about the raiders then. 3 groups: the Khans, the Vipers and the Jackals. Again, you may recognise some of those names. They pretty much hate each other, but they all raid Shady Sands. Tell me about Shady Sands. Shady Sands is a small but self-sufficient community. The only trouble here is with bandits and the Rad Scorpions. So why are the Rad Scorpions trouble? They're very dangerous. They have poisonous stinger in the tail and they're very quick. Aradesh has been trying to find a way to get rid of them. If you feel brave, you could talk to Aradesh about them. Okay, thanks. Well, I wasn't ready to stop talking to you. Let's talk. Tell me about Seth. He is a very brave fighter. He occasionally goes to the Rad Scorpion caves to kill a few Rad Scorpions. They always wind up coming back. There's just too many of them to fight. Are they really that dangerous? And we get that again. Thanks. Okay. Yeah, sometimes the conversations in Fallout end up like that. Sometimes they'll let you repeat and go back to the menu and then you can go through your topics, but yeah, it's not very consistent in that. So as you can see here, we can ask him to give us a hand. Let's try that. Tempting offer, since this place gets boring. Tell you what, standard rates, 100 caps and you got a deal. No tar. We don't have 100 caps. And I think you can recruit him for free if you've got the right circumstances. Okay, let's have a look over here. What have we got? You see a pillar. This pillar is a showpiece of Shady Sands Square. It tells the stories to remind people of hope and peace. Dogs say woof. There's a song there somewhere, I'm sure. Let's take a look over here. Guy in a robe? Oh, it's me making assumptions again. You see an aged woman. Let's have a chat. Hello. You must be the stranger everyone is talking about. How can I help you? Don't talk to me, old woman. Who are you? My name is Agatha. I am the storyteller of Shady Sands. It is my job to keep the history so that we may remember and never forget. It's easy for you to say. Tell me a story. She's tired. See, now this is one of the... I'm glad that happened actually, because it's dark, it's night time, and that's the reaction you get. If you come back in the day, I think she'll tell you a story. In fact, what I'm going to do, I'll just pop down here to see if there's another circumstance at the night time, just so I can show off exactly how deep this game goes. And bear in mind, this is 1997. What I've found over the years, and I don't mean to go into a rant about this by any means, but what I've found over the years is, as games have come on in terms of graphics, they've sort of shallowed in terms of the actual depth of the game. I still go back and I really enjoy these old games, whereas I tend to find that more often than not when I buy new games, I'm excited when I get them, and then I'm very quickly disappointed, or I'm thinking, yeah, it was good, but I would have liked this and I would have liked that. And I suppose that's a product of being spoilt. I think I was spoilt by games like this back in the day, but anyway, not to go off on too much of a tangent, let's chat with this guy. You see him walking around and he's spouting off little one-liners. It's kind of a signal that he's not really worth talking to. It's late, come back in the morning. But I need your help. I'm sorry, I can't help you. Done. I think we're going to come back in the morning. So here we go, Pip-Boy. Little alarm bell. And we'll wait until the morning. Now, this will highlight the issue. It says wait until the morning, close. It's still dark. We talk to him. That's typical. He's going to help us. What you tend to find is a lot of the shops won't open, and a lot of the people won't talk to you and treat it like it's morning until it's 8 o'clock. He's kind of an exception. And he would be, wouldn't he, when I'm trying to make an example. So what you have to do generally is wait until the morning and then wait 2 hours, which you saw on the list above. Fallout 2 corrects that, and it changes the morning wait time to 8 o'clock. It's only a little thing, but it can be frustrating in Fallout when you don't remember it. So, we're just stopping by. Nice seeing you again. Yeah, let's talk to this woman. You look distraught. Are you in need of assistance? No. There's more to do with these later. Let's go and see if she'll speak to us. Hello again, we've come back at 6 o'clock in the morning to hear a story. I hope you're rested. Okay, whatever. I'm obviously not too enthusiastic about keeping the histories. Right, now, I'm not entirely sure what happened there. Usually when that happens, some time has passed, and generally something will change, and you'll usually see it described down here. So, a little bit of a glitch? I don't know. I don't want another story, thank you. No. It was a little bit bland. What you, I mean, if anybody knows any different about that, please tell me, but I'm not sure what went on there. Okay. So, we've done 3 of the 4 buildings in this area. I say 4 buildings. There's this one, but it's just a little shed. So, I'm just gonna wait another couple of hours. So it took her 2 minutes, effectively, minus the time it took us to travel to her, for her to tell us a story. So it was probably a limerick or something dirty. For us for 2 hours. Hey, look at that. She looks a little bit different. She might be. No, I don't think she.
I heard you was a traveler in town, but I was kind of skeptical until I saw you. My name's Tandy. What's yours?
So we come across one of the talking heads. I'm relieved because I don't have to read her lines. But generally, there's a few characters in the game that have talking heads. And they're interesting because you can read the reactions from them. So if you upset them, you're not relying on your empathy perk, which you can get later on to tell you that you're upsetting them or whatever. You can actually see the reaction in their face. And this, yeah, it's fairly unique when you come across these things. So let's have a conversation. We can just comment the arsehole again, or that didn't sound right. So let me rephrase that. We can act like an arsehole, or we can just act like a normal person.
Bored yet?
It's a bit boring, isn't it? It's a bit boring. I'm not going to go all out offensive there, even though I'm sure she'd appreciate, but yeah, it's a bit boring.
Finally, someone else who sees. Of course, you've probably been everywhere, so this must be hell for you.
So you can see Tandy likes us a little bit more now. We've agreed with she's pretty bored here. That's fairly obvious. Now the backdrop obviously bears no resemblance to where she is. She's outside, but don't pay too much attention to that. There are limitations to these kind of things. If we were to say that, she'd quickly become irritated. Same with that, but we'll ask her why she doesn't leave.
Leave? I wish. I don't know enough to leave alone, and no one else wants to go. And worst of all, my father says he would have a heart attack if something happened to me.
Yeah, tough situation. You got time for questions?
Sure, I guess. I've never been out of here, so I don't know what help I can be. So, what you need?
What's going on?
We got rad scorpions. I mean, I know it's not a good thing, but no one's died from the stings. And it's the closest thing to excitement we've got here.
I thought Seth's brother was taken. Okay. What else?
There's a bunch of cities down south, but since you're such a great traveler, I'm sure you know that already. No problem.
Thanks.
Anything else?
Yeah. Any stories from south?
Just stuff.
Oh, right. Okay.
No problem.
Fairly
Anything else?
typical teenager, I guess. She's not too interested, so I think we'll ask her once more about that one.
Yeah, it's okay, I guess. I mean, it is home and all. But it's so boring. You know, I want to see the world.
Yeah, no, you might think we can take Tandy with us, and who knows, maybe we can.
Me? Leave? I wish. I don't know enough to leave alone, and no one else wants to go.
Yeah, we've already gone through,
Worst
so
of all,
I'm
my
sorry,
father-
gotta
well,
go.
Thanks for talking. We don't get many strangers here, so it's always good to talk to new people. See ya.
Bye. So yeah, I thought she looked a little bit different to the usual crowd. And Tandy, normally, she's found inside this building. It's Aradesh's daughter. So, Aradesh, dress like an old woman.
Greetings. Your business in Shady Sands might be...
Another talking head. Wonderful. Right, okay, so, let's see. I'm saving an entire people from destruction. It's true, but he might not believe that. I'm from a vault to the west, where people are dying of thirst. I need to find a water purified ship for them to survive. That might be a little bit too much information. It's probably not a good idea to advertise the location of our vault too much just yet, so we won't tell him that. We don't know if we can trust the guy. Those are some fairly heavy lids. First impressions say, no, I'm not going to trust him. Excuse the messages coming in. Right. I'm from a small village to the west of here, just exploring, and I mean it in you no harm. It's probably a reasonable response. That's a little bit too guarded, and we don't want to be that way. And what's it to is a little bit confrontational, and we don't want to be that way.
I know of no village to the west.
He's suspicious of us. Well, have you been through the mountains west of here? He might have been, so... No. Are you saying you know of every location from here to the ocean? Again, it's a little bit confrontational, so we'll go with this one. A bit, we'll placate him a little bit. I'm sure you've been many places, but you must have missed my tiny village.
Yes. Yes. I shall believe you for now. But we do not trust easily, especially those who might be dangerous. Know that Seth and I will be watching you.
Okay. I guess that's all he's got to say on the subject. Alright then, okay. I'm too busy to talk right now. I've got to get this meal ready. Excuse me. That smells really good. I bet it tastes great. Why, thank you. I'm sure you'll enjoy it. Thank you for the compliment. I'm going to tell all my friends about you. I don't think that has any effect whatsoever, but, you know, there's still a little interaction. Welcome to Shady Sands, stranger. What's the deal with this place? We are a true community. We all work and share together. How do you survive out here? We have farms and irrigation. We herd Brahmin. Everyone contributes their skills to making something useful. Who's your leader? Aradesh. With his experience, he helps to lead the community. See ya. Yeah, a little bit of a... So, right. It's interesting. I think we'll let's chat to Aradesh again.
Greetings. What may I help you with this fine day?
Well, what can you tell me about Shady Sands?
Sands is much like a family, one that keeps to itself.
Oh, right, okay. Are there any other cities around here?
Junktown lies south of here, though there is little in the way of visitation. From stories, I'm certain there are cities south of that.
Thanks. Can I ask you a few more
Certainly.
questions?
What do you wish to know?
What's going on around here?
Oh my, yes. Great packs of rad scorpions are killing our herds. We don't know where they're from, and no matter how many we kill, there's always more.
Go on.
And now the monsters are attacking my people. Roslo is trying to find a cure for their poison, but I'm not sure how it goes.
Right, so how are we going to approach this? I'm not really sure of whether to take a more mercenary line with it, or just go all out pleasant and help for the sake of helping. You can also ignore it, of course. At any point in Fallout, you can ignore the side quests. We'll help you get rid of it. I'm sure you'll reward us in some way for it.
Yes. Please, talk to Roslo. He possesses far more information on these creatures than I.
I was quite pleased with that. Yeah, okay, done. And we'll leave it there with Aradesh. Let's have a Raslow's down here. One of the things you'll find with this game is you can be blocked into areas. If someone stands in that doorway, we have to wait for them to move. And Fallout 2 corrects that with a little button that lets you push them out of the way, but not Fallout. Anyway, can I help you? What do you know about the red scorpions? Not too much. They seem to be extremely large versions of the North American emperor scorpion. Contrary to my medical knowledge, their poison has grown more potent, not diluted, as I would expect. Seth has been hunting them, which helps some of my tests. And how such a large creature can even be possible by natural evolution or even radiation-induced mutation is beyond me. You seem well educated. What are you doing here? Doc Morbid in Junktown taught me some, and just because we live in stone huts does not mean we are less intelligent or educated. Have a nice day. Oh. What was that? Unfortunately, you're much too pressed for time to read these novels. I don't know where that came from. Aha. Yes, of course, yeah. I think this is Seth's brother. Let's have a chat with him. Hello, I'm sorry, I'm not really feeling too well right now. Please, if you can find a way to fight the red scorpions, talk to my brother Seth. Yes. Will you tell me there's anything else? Anything else? They seem to be sensitive to light, nocturnal. If I could get a sample of their poison, especially the venom production sac located in their tail, I could create anti-venom. Aha. And there we go. So, that gives us a clue of what we should be doing next for Shady Sands. And if I check the Pip-Boy, I'm going to leave this going on too much longer, it's coming up to half an hour now, so if I check the Pip-Boy, status, we've now got Shady Sands added. If I click on that, stop the rad scorpions. Okay. So, that's this area covered. Let's see what's in the next area. What I'll actually do is pop into here, have a quick look around, and then call it an episode. So what have we got? Hello, Wanderer. I trade and I sell goods to the fine people of Shady Sands. Would you like to see my wares? Oh, why the hell not? Okay. This guy is selling melee weaponry. Sledgehammers, spears, and knives. Some brass knuckles, which I think is an unarmed weapon. It never actually tells you. Apart from when it does, like that, in unarmed combat. But generally, some of the descriptions it will tell you, some of them it won't, and you'll just have to try and figure out whether it's an unarmed weapon or a melee. It's generally fairly straightforward. Anything fisty is an unarmed weapon, and anything else, hand-to-hand, is a melee weapon. With the exception of these, you can use them as melee weapons with actually a throwing skill weapon. Not overly useful. I've never really played a throwing weapon character. I think I have, but I didn't get very far with it, so not an authority. Right, the Scout Handbook. These books are incredibly valuable. Let's see how much he wants for this, because 333. That's the survival skill booster. If we were to use that, we'd get a permanent increase to our skills. Now in Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas, they allow, I think, on default a plus 10 boost to your skills on a temporary basis, and then it wears off. You forget the knowledge, I assume. In Fallout, you don't. It's consumed, and you get a permanent skill increase. Same goes for Fallout 2. So they're worth getting. What else? Let's see. It's a bag. Not too much. You can put items in there. It doesn't lower the load weight as far as I'm aware. It keeps your inventory a little bit neater. It's not really worth doing. Let's see how much he wants for certain things here. I'm not going to rely on the knife too much, so let's see what he wants for that. And that. And that. That just about gets us. I'll keep the tool. I think we're probably going to call it at that. Oh, silly. All. So we're trading just over. I think that's probably as close as we're going to get it. I'm not interested in buying what fruit or rocks or any of the melee weaponry. I think the ammunition's probably going to be too much if I was to. Yeah, ammunition in this game's fairly expensive, so let's offer him, especially with our barter skill. He's happy with that. I'm happy with that. Thanks. I assume this is his god. Shoplifters will be killed. Yeah. And if we use that, some time will pass. Oh, before I do, outdoor life. Let's check what we've got. Outdoorsman's 9%. That could definitely stand to be raised. As you can see, the base is 5% plus your intelligence and your endurance mixed together, divided by 2. Our endurance is fairly low. Our intelligence is average. Yeah. Intelligent characters are quite interesting to play. What was it? Yes, of course it was. Here we go, some time's passed. Let's check our... Wow, look at that. 18%. That's a significant increase. And this skill affects... it says the ability to live off the land, but it affects how you get encounters on the map, how often they occur. And later on, I think at a certain point you can choose to avoid them with a perk, so definitely worth having. Anyway, we've run over half an hour now, so I'm going to call that there. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was a little bit more gameplay than explanation. And on to episode 4. Hope to see you again. Thank you. Bye bye.